It is Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just that little bit more. We're not going to give you much today. We're going to give you just a little bit more. Want you to save room for the weekend. We don't want to ruin your supper. Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome and hello. What a week. I am absolutely exhausted. I've been sick. I've been low down, mistreated. Like I said, rode hard, put away wet, overworked, underappreciated, smacked around, beaten down. But I came out the other side of this crucible, much like Andy Dufresne. I didn't smell great, but I came through it. And, perseverance, patience, these are qualities for the most part you're either probably born with or you just don't have. And I think some of us are going to make good investors, long-term investors, and some of us aren't. You see it or you don't. I mean, at this point, if you look at the SoFi business model and you look at the management and you look at the execution and you start to see the new products and you realize that they've never had the wheel strategy really working because as they've just barely started to scale, they were hit with higher for longer and they were hit with, student loan moratorium and just obstacle after obstacle, roadblock after roadblock, speed bump after speed bump. Management just continues to execute. Management just continues to grow, innovate, solve problems. They don't feel sorry for themselves. They don't blame CrowdStrike for all their problems. Guys, let me go ahead and share my screen with you turds. I want to thank, of course, Not a Lurker and Alberto Berti Avelez, our intrepid moderators on this fabulous channel, this fabulous journey that we're taking together. Guys, we're about to break down $9. As I've said many times recently, people thought I'm crazy. People thought I'm stupid. They thought it's going back to 5, going back to 6. It's going through 1013, either pre-ER or right after the ER. And the counterparties, that senior secured note deal, wanted like $13. And these are the dark masters of the universe. And I'm telling you, as God is my witness, when the filings come in and the dust settles, I feel like Goldman is going to be pushing this stock up when it really runs. This isn't the run yet, guys. I mean, it ran to 1160, whatever, a year ago. It's gone over like 1050 a couple times, $10. I mean, we're not even at $9. Don't do a victory lap. This is the Fugazi. They manipulate the starting line so that when it gets to the finish line, you can have this false celebration and go, oh my God, it pumped to 1020 and then sold back off 30%. Wow, it's a great, that's not what this is, guys. This is a long-term juggernaut that is going to continue to earn money, rapidly increase the top line and the bottom line. This is a long-term hold. This is an absolute gem. Oh, it's just another bank stock. Oh, it's not worth anything. Bullshit. Bullshit. I call shenanigans, guys. Institutions just didn't want to buy because they could milk retail for money while the interest rates were high and the economy was crappy. There's a lot of uncertainty. They know what they're doing. They know when to flip. I keep saying market makers, it's not how many they own. It's when they decide to flip it and go long. And the shorts that are left holding the bag are done. Guys, I got to take a quick call. Let me let you watch the chart and I'll be right back with you. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Have some business to attend to, but just taking a look at the chart, like what do you see here, guys? This is what, remember, I drew this stupid little rectangle up here a long time ago. I don't know when. I don't change these. Like, I don't go back and adjust the lines on my charts to try to make it fit what happened. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time. It doesn't bother me. Why doesn't it bother me? Because when I'm wrong, I don't get hurt. Because I don't sell. It doesn't matter to me if the stock goes down. I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to panic sell. I'm not affected by it. I've been in the trenches for 3 decades. Nothing scares me. I have my, runaway money. I have my FU money. I have my go bag. I don't, this goes up or down, whatever. I'm convinced it's going up, up, up. This company is going to be a free cash flow machine. All their businesses make money. These are tried and true. This isn't like Palantir where they're not just disrupting a sector, they're innovating it. They're inventing an entire sector. SoFi is coming in and they're doing things that have been done for hundreds of years, and they're doing them more efficiently. They're doing them better. They're doing them in a way that young, affluent people want. And that's reflected in the growth, the ratings, and the reality on the ground. The FUD surrounding fair value accounting, the fog of war, the fog of feces that are being thrown up by the ilk of Giuliano Bologna and his predecessor, his work husband, David Chiavarini, the Chia Pet, who's gone completely missing. I saw him last on a milk carton. I believe Liam Neeson is looking for him on a riverboat in Paris. Oh, I don't know how much he's going to bring in that auction, but sure he doesn't look good in a negligee. But anyway, no, we love the Chia Pet here at Un Poco Mas, and of course he will come out and give his $3.50 price target along with EPS estimates or projections that do not really make sense or jive with that $3.50. But it will, like I said, he's the most brilliant gaslighting troll in the history of the internet, and we tip our hat to him. Tip of the hat, wag of the finger. That was a Tosh bid, or who was that? Anyway, guys, the fact that the stock is moving up on this moderate volume shows there's only buyers in the stock. The algo's not churning. As soon as they stopped shorting the stock, it went up. I mean, that's just the bottom line. If you look at the short volumes, I mean, these are normal short volumes. Now, they've gone up back a little bit up, 34, 31, but 29, 27, 26. I mean, the last 5 days of things going up. When they're shorting it, it's not going up. It's just people like, you pay too much attention to the, short interest versus price action versus volume. I'm saying borrowing, shorting, and volume, how they churn it, how the algo works controls the entire price action of this stock. The mechanics have controlled this stock for like 3 years now. People are like, oh, you're just paranoid. No, I'm not paranoid. They control this thing daily, down to the penny. And they can't do it anymore. Why can't they do it anymore? Because time is working against them. Because earnings whisper is 6 cents. Even everyone on the street who's skeptical is saying 4 cents. So that's a massive increase, not only year on year, but quarter on quarter. The trajectory is there. People are going to start to see those numbers that SoFi is given for 2026, 55 to 80 cents. They're not just realistic. They're going to be conservative. They're sandbagging those numbers. I guarantee you that. Those 2 credit cards, they're not that important. But what they are just stepping stones, building blocks. There's going to be dozens and dozens of products, much bigger than that. Oh, let me pour some delicious spring water into my SoFi Stadium souvenir cup here. Just soothe the old vocal cords. They say I've got a little bit of honey in my voice, but it feels like a little bit of sandpaper right now, if you know what I mean. That's some good H2O. That's some high-quality H2O, as Bobby Boucher once said. We've got Elon Musk's ball sack here. Definitely, it's tainted. It's tainted. The jury's tainted. Something really funny about the word taint, because it's just right in there. It's a piece of real estate. That's a peninsula you just don't want to own. Just like, I'm landlocked. Where are you? Where's your house? It's between someone's balls and their... Like, you just don't want to be in there, right, Carl Seamark? Enough about taints, guys. Who's here? We got, of course, the great Not a Lurker. We've got Carl Seamark, the Mattress King of Chicago. We've got Trunk Monkey, Grit and Grunt, the great Matt Flo back in NorCal, cracking the whip over at SoFi HQ. Let's see. Clap My Dog, the greatest beard in the history of YouTube avatars, Jay Gatsby. You never know. I mean, a lot depends on the ER and where the guidance is, Jay Gatsby. I mean, if we get the 5 cents, 6 cents, and then guidance is very, very strong, and then the next quarter is going to be, 7 cents, 8 cents, and it's just up from there, where 2025 starts to look like 40 cents, plus 2026. Like I said, I think 2026 SoFi is going to earn $1. I think that's where we're going. I think this company is going to continue to add products, business banking, options, profitable enterprise after profitable enterprise. They can fit it all within their current sort of framework without adding a lot of costs, adding a lot of people. It's all modular. I don't know what the right word is, but they, build these APIs. Again, I don't really know how these things work, but it's like modular construction, but for your sort of backbone. So you can just add these features, pick and choose, customize, very quick, very efficient. Galileo's on it. Hey, you need this? Galileo's on it. You need it customized? Galileo's on it. You don't want it to take 2 years. You want it to take, a month or two? Perfect. We're your Huckleberry. I mean, who wants to do all this stuff in-house? Just, you're just going to have every financial services company just duplicating what SoFi already has done and better and cheaper. Galileo Technesis are going to pay off. We have to be patient. LaPointe went through, the product lifecycle and the customer acquisition lifecycle, the onboarding life cycle. It takes years, but these customers are going to pay us for decades. This business is built out of bricks. This business is rock solid. That's why institutions are buying. They wanted to buy low. Of course, they don't want to buy over 10. Trying to break down $9 on low volume. Let's see what some of the other FinTurds are doing. Of course, going nuts. Affirm up 12.6%. My God, Upstart 7. Palantir actually down, but Palantir has been up every single day. I mean, obviously it's $43 coming off of 8 not too long ago, but PayPal up. The credit card companies up, especially American Express. I know Buffett loves Amex, but this is great, guys. We don't need to be up 12% because we all know when SoFi goes up too much, it pulls back even more. So this is very healthy price action. This is very healthy volume. 40 to 50 million shares, absolutely perfect. High 30s, not bad. I just don't want to see 20 million shares, and I don't want to see 100 million shares. So it's market makers either sucking all the action out of the market or just, trading the stock high frequency and controlling the price completely. So this is really good. There's organic price action. There's buyers coming into the stock. Obviously, the algo's still working hard. There's still a lot of shorts. They still either need to cover or just, go in, full send into the ER. But I think that's foolish, not just because I think EPS is going to be good, but I think guidance is really the key here. And even if we don't get, big rate cuts as fast as we think we're going to, SoFi is still growing. They're still adding a ton of members every quarter. Proportionally, this company gets a lot bigger every single quarter. Members, deposits, and these are recent high-quality ads. They're going to start adding these super premium student loan refis. Nobody else is even in the space. Let me get you Turd Burgers a check of the live short interest here. Sorry, Ortex always kind of goes to sleep on you there. So Funskenbakken Fonder AB raises holdings in SoFi Technologies Incorporated. Well, suck me sideways. That's great news. So short still 17%, 177 shares on loan, cost of utilization not that high, 68 short score. Yeah, same thing they did. They borrowed a bunch, or they returned a bunch early in the day and then sort of started borrowing again late. So yesterday was basically neutral. They returned just 1 million shares. Today, again, neutral. They were returning shares and they started borrowing again. So they're really going to try to step on 9. I'm not sure what the options look like at 9, but probably quite a bit going on. Yeah, you see, look at these calls at 9. I mean, Jesus Christos. Yeah, so they're gonna, there's no puts. I mean, they're gonna fight like hell to hold 9. I mean, they can't pay these calls. They certainly don't want to, but they have to find somebody to dump. I mean, that's the problem with being so close to an inflection point blowout ER, and they know what's coming. These guys know what's coming. They've played poker enough with Noto to know that Noto does not bluff. Noto doesn't play like King 10 offsuit. Noto doesn't play a pair of threes into a raise. Noto plays good cards. Noto might play ace king, you know. Noto might play ace queen suited. Noto might play a pair of tens. The guy plays good hands. The guy's got good cards. If he's betting, if his mouth is moving, he's got good cards. I don't know why everybody thinks this guy's lying. Why they think he's some kind of huckster. I know they don't even believe that. This guy's rock solid. He's a freaking Boy Scout with great hair. Oh, I hate you guys. Anyway, hello and welcome. Hello. Thank you very much for joining us on this very special Friday edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. I just wanted to touch briefly on sort of SoFi, the brand, SoFi, the lifestyle. That is Los Angeles, Southern California. That organic brand name recognition, a lot of that has to do with SoFi Stadium. A lot of that has to do with the fact that even though Los Angeles isn't the entertainment capital of the world, probably the way it once was, it's still very, very influential culturally. Many people would say, unfortunately, but SoFi Stadium is like the new Hollywood. It's the new Disneyland. It's the epicenter of Southern California. And this is just an interesting piece of news. Los Angeles Times, new hotel at SoFi Stadium to cater to athletes and fans. That's a rendering of it. And if you've been to SoFi, as you know, many times I have, you know, there's a big lake in the front. And this is going to be just right on the other side of that. So construction's underway on a $300 million hotel next to SoFi Stadium, the latest addition to Rams owner Stan Kroenke's sprawling mixed-use development on the former site of Hollywood Park. So it's going to be 300-room Cali Hotel, master plan for Hollywood Park developers. And nobody calls this Hollywood Park anymore. They call it SoFi. So that's kind of critical to remember. Now, the official name is still Hollywood Park, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, Cali P. Chudhuri, I guess, is a developer. And so the hotel will rise 10 stories on Stadium Drive across a man-made lake. Host NFL 2 teams. We know all that. It'll be right in front of the Clippers' new stadium, the Forum, the Intuit Dome, known officially as Cali Hotel. It's going to be, you know, have a rooftop stadium, yoga, all this bullshit. 34 suites up to 1,200 square feet intended to appeal to VIPs, athletes. So it's just going to bring more attention. It's going to be more of a destination, higher end, just going to bring just more shine to SoFi, basically. You know, which it's not a huge thing, I think, for a SoFi investor, but it certainly can't hurt. It would be an ideal spot for visiting basketball teams. So he controls 300 acres surrounding SoFi Stadium, formerly, of course, a horse racing complex. It'll be, when completed, 3.5 times the size of Disneyland, making it the largest urban mixed-use development under construction in the Western United States. Plans encompass offices, residents, shops, restaurants, and public parks. So, guys, again, this doesn't directly affect SoFi. It's not even really directly related to SoFi, but I think people that were initially saying SoFi, you know, shouldn't have got the naming rights to the stadium, I think they were completely wrong. And I think Noto showed great foresight. And it's hard to part with that kind of money when you're a very young company. It's a massive, massive portion of the revenues. But Noto was confident in the growth. He was confident in the plan. And he continues to deliver and execute quarter after quarter after quarter. Now, when we see this big jump in EPS, this ER, is Mr. Market going to start taking him serial? Are they going to acknowledge that Anthony Noto did, in fact, kill Man Bear Pig? And he's serial, but nobody listens to him? It's like, I'm here in my raincoat, I'm here in my windbreaker, I'm serial. I'm sitting on one of these high director chairs, these folding chairs next to a golf course with some pretty lady who talks about investments, but nobody takes me serial. My stock's still at 5. We're trading like a bank, but we're not getting any numbers. I'm serial. Anthony Noto might have a slight, like Al Gore look, if you've seen that South Park where Al Gore killed Man Bear Pig, but no one took him serial. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome and hello and welcome. So a lot of calls, just an absurd amount of calls expiring at 9. That's why I think like basically, some of these shorts and some of these guys selling these options are basically panic calling their trading desks and just begging them, buy next week, buy next week. We're sorry, we're going to get out of the stock. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like volume should be quite this low with, this is basically just pure accumulation. That's all that's going on here. Institutions have been accumulating the SoFi stock for, the last 6 months. But this is just pure accumulation. And they just want to do it, on a low volume so they can keep the stock down. And they're just going to, do what they have to do to hold off 9, it looks like. But I don't know. We could see a rush of volume come in the stock a little bit later on a Friday. Because the momentum, the chart is just silly. It's silly. I mean, this SoFi, I look back, 3 years, the stock has never been in a sustainable uptrend ever like this. This is the first time it's ever done this, guys. It's in sustainable downtrends, that's for damn sure. But whenever it goes up, it's just these abrupt, crazy pumps. Here, even here, everywhere. I mean, this is a little bit of an uptrend right here, but that's a long time ago. I mean, it has never, ever traded like a real stock. It's always traded like a redheaded stepchild that mechanics were just gonna, beat on. Just milk it. It's not highlight from like NFL Reels. Oh, anyway, guys, I don't really know what I'm talking about. It's a SoFi stock. Ticker symbol is SOFI. Let me read through a few of your more recent comments just to see where we are. But yeah, it's just unusual to see this stock going up on low volume. But see, again, it's not really up. It's not even really up. Look at the other fin turds. I mean, even the banks are just going crazy because like JP Morgan had good earnings. I mean, nothing's falling apart. The economy's not going bad. They didn't get hurt by these high interest rates. I mean, obviously, jobs were very strong. The economy's strong. Inflation's coming down. Yeah, we might not be able to cut rates too fast, but the economy's still ripping. Who cares? It's fine if the rates come down over a long period of time. SoFi's just going to earn money that whole time, grow that whole time. They're going to compete and win in any condition. But the stock's not even up today, guys. Not relative to its peers. I mean, look at, what's going on with, say, for instance, JP Morgan. I mean, okay, SoFi trades like a bank. JP Morgan up 5%. Citigroup up 4%. Wells Fargo up 6%. Bank of America up 5%. So just don't celebrate the 4, guys. That's fine. I'll take it. It's sustainable. But I'm saying they're still doing everything they can to hold this stock down. 4 is not a victory. Everything else is up way more. And SoFi's a better company. I don't want to hear anything until 1013. Don't tell me anything about overvalued, MACD, RSI, shove it up your ASS. Don't want to hear it. Talk to the hand because the brain ain't listening. Do you guys sense my frustration with the unsatisfactory price action of this great American company, aka SoFi Technologies Incorporated, ticker symbol SOFI? Guys, I don't even care what your average is. I'm not telling you this isn't financial advice. I just wish I was a billionaire just once. It's like Joe Pesci said, I wish I was big just once. I am big. It's not all it's cracked up to be. Try flying coach. You're 300-pound gorilla like myself. Hairy back. Oh, it's not fun. Anyway, it's not fun and it's not funny when you come to something like this, to quote the great Billy Crystal. Anyway, guys, hello and welcome and hello. But yeah, I just wish I would just push these goddamn bastards right off a cliff. Go back them up like 300, to Persians or whatever. Back them up and just push them right off a cliff. Push the stock up to like 930. They're all exercised. They're all done. You're done. You're all fired. Step into my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired. And I apologize for my squeaking office chair. And no, I will not lubricate it. The squeaking reminds me of my struggles. I lived in my truck and only had a massive Microsoft position and a huge Tesla position. What's this robo-taxi? It might come out in 2027. Read that 2029. Why do you have to have the nerd rock star rave concert? What is that? I'm a Tesla investor. I like Tesla. Model 3 is a great car. Model Y is a great car. Incredible battery technology, AI, dojo, supercomputers, energy storage, all the engineering with SpaceX. Elon's brilliant. SpaceX, Tesla, it's brilliant. I know they got to keep these nerd freaks in the stock, like just to keep the price up. So because he financed that Twitter fucking ridiculous boondoggle and then ran that thing into the ground. But enough. What are you having a launch event for a product that might come out in 2-3 years? Everybody's saying on Tanner and Tevis' show, thing looks like a Honda Civic. So what? Like, what are you guys doing? It's so disappointing, and people are waiting years and years, like the Cybertruck. It's a big letdown. I don't know who told this guy. He's a brilliant engineer, building things, marketing in many senses, but I don't know. Let somebody else handle the PR, the timing. The optics of these events are terrible. You have this big positive event and just crash your stock. Thank you very much. I blame Kimball Musk. I read somewhere Kimball Musk is like a personal chef. Elon's brother, his net worth is like $1 billion. Fuck me and the troll ass. Anyway, I don't know, guys. Let's go to some comments here. Let's see who's here. I'm gonna go up just a little bit. Got Matt Flo. The biggest reference that institutions use is 12-month trailing earnings, and they look at future earnings. Q3. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that was the big write down. So, I don't know. They lost what was it, 20 some cents a share, but it's everybody kind of knew what that one was. But it makes sense. And also, this will be the quarter that they're eligible for S&P 500 inclusion. Of course, they don't have the market cap for that, et cetera, et cetera. But in a year's time, it could happen. We'll see. Carl Seamark bought a couple of calls for new today. Yeah, I agree. I think new. This was a nice little dip if you want to buy new. This was a nice little dip for several other stocks. Celsius. I've been buying Celsius since it was coming down about 35 all the way down into the 20s, and then popped big time yesterday. I think went up like 14%. So that was a really nice buying opportunity. CRISPR, another really nice buying opportunity I took advantage of down in the mid 40s. Have to see if that one comes back. But there were a lot of stocks that were on good sales, not just fintechs, not just Chinese stocks. You could buy JP Morgan. It wasn't that long ago. It was like a year and a half ago. I think I was buying it in like 130, 120. I mean, what is it, like 215 now? Oh, anyway, guys, I got to take another brief break. I'll be back with you as soon as possible. Sorry, I'm trying to run quite a few businesses here. Hey guys, sorry about that. Just a lot of people got a lot going on Friday trying to get stuff done. Obviously, taxes are due on the 15th here if you file your extension, as I'm sure you do. Many of you guys, business owners, bigwigs, professionals, all that fun stuff. But anyway, let me go back to a few of your comments. Holding a real stock. Yeah, it's my dream stock too, Grit and Grunt. I like the management. I like the business model. I think it's extremely low risk. I think it's stable. I think they're great at hedging. I think they're innovative, creative, great problem solvers. They take the opportunity that's in front of them. They don't take unnecessary risk. They don't gloat. They don't grandstand. They don't overpromise. This is exactly who you want. Management is reliable, they're dependable, they're honest, they're predictable in the sense that they deliver what they say they're going to do, but they're unpredictable in the sense that they keep giving you more. This is the un poco mas of management teams, because they promise a lot and then they give you un poco mas. And by the way, Anthony Noto, I challenge you to come on the show. I'll wear a hat so you don't feel threatened by my beautiful, beautiful hair. No problemo. I'm not here to show you up. Believe me, my resume, I look like a freaking turd on a log next to you. Very non-threatening environment. I'm not going to ask any hard-hitting questions about the numbers. I'm going to talk about your hair. I'm going to talk about your windbreaker. I'm going to talk about what skincare products you use. I'm going to talk about any secret societies that are taking place inside Goldman and how I can get involved. I'm going to talk about whether we can finally take that paternity test. And if it comes back positive for DannyDealz, get me some stock options. Just stuff like that. Friendly stuff. Just bat it around. Maybe head on up to Foley Field with Ben Asfleck. Throw the old softball around. Head on down to Boston Sand and Gravel. Oh, anyway, guys, I don't know where I was going with that. But welcome and hello, and welcome to those of you who are just joining us. Of course, it is un poco mas. It's DannyDealz. Yeah, of course, they're fighting it off hard at 9, guys. You saw those calls. I mean, it's just an insane number of calls. So they don't even want to let this thing get to $9 even, $9.01. On Friday, everybody's going to exercise anything they can. So I don't expect it to go up, but this has been a nice little run here, guys. I mean, if you just look at where we've been, say, the past month, this was 763. This was down below like 750 just in October. So it's pretty extraordinary. Just over a week of trading, moving up like $1.50. But SoFi, I keep telling people, they're like, oh, it's going to be 6. There's no chance. SoFi makes huge moves. It's done this over and over again. It hangs around, it consolidates, it moves sort of sideways and down to the right, and then it just explodes. Everybody starts buying. Everybody starts accumulating. A few shorts start covering. If shorts start covering in mass and they go back down to sort of that 10%, 11% comfort zone, that'll mean a lot of them have covered. That'll put a lot of price pressure, upward price pressure on the stock. That's why I say they know what's coming. They have to get out of the way. They don't want to get run over. That's why I think this thing's going to 1013 very, very soon. I don't think I'm crazy. Just because I think, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Anyway, guys, I feel like I'm jinxing the stock. I feel like if I just end this broadcast and shut up, it's going to break down $9 and kick all those call salespeople, those used car call salespeople right in the nutsack. But yeah, this is why I just wasn't selling covered calls this week. I don't know. Last few weeks, I just sense it's going to make this huge move up. And, so I was a buyer of calls rather than a seller of calls. I've flipped out of most of my positions, but I made, 100%, 120%, 150% on some of these calls, 70, 80% on others. But yeah, as soon as I see it top out here and I think, the dust settles, I think where highs are going to go, I'll commence selling a ton of covered calls again. So you just have to use your best judgment on that. And, you know, people are writing all the time. I know that's the best strategy. It's the most profitable strategy, but I would have, you know, I know you can roll the share. I get all that. Of course, you don't have to wait and lose your shares. You don't have to let it run away from you. You can close your position, open a new position, more time, more headroom, etc. I understand that, but I'm saying in a more just sort of philosophical sense, you would have lost all your shares. I mean, because I wouldn't have written all the way up here at 9. I write like 4 weeks out. I didn't think it was going to go this high this fast. I mean, I think it's going to pop up to 10, like closer to ER that last week, but I don't know. I don't know. Could go up to 10 this next week. It's not going back to 6. ER is going to be good. New products, a lot big. The credit cards are just a harbinger of things to come. There's going to be way more new products coming out. And again, I'll stress this to you. The stock is not up today. It's still under 9. SPAC price was 10. 3 years of almost perfect execution, innovation, problem solving. This was, if they had a normal management team, they'd have just gone bankrupt. They'd have just taken their ball and gone home when they canceled student loans. Nope. Didn't miss a beat. Turned 180 degrees and reinvented the entire company. But that's SoFi. I mean, I don't know how you could not have confidence in this management team after the challenges they faced and how they've overcome those challenges and succeeded and, quite frankly, earned the right to win. Quite frankly, SoFi management has earned the right to win. And we, as SoFi investors, have earned the right to ride on their coattails to glory. Yeah, firm's up 12%, Noodle Swag. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying we're not up. This is nothing. This is the least they could let us go up. So we'd still respect ourselves in the morning. Anyway, guys, I got to return these phone calls. I got to go back to work. I'm happy the stock is up, but it's still nowhere near where it should be. 1013 is just a baseline. That's still less than the stock is worth. Morningstar says 13. You know, I think anybody with half a brain in their head has a price target over 10. The bologna sandwich will, you know, draw you some crazy accounting conclusions. It tells you the stock's worth 4, but I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I've read enough now to sort of understand what fair value accounting is, and it doesn't do what he says it does. It's just over time, it's an accurate measure of the company's performance. Yes, in certain time periods, it can skew things, but over a longer period of time, over years, over, 12 quarters, 16 quarters, the loans are going to go up, loans are going to come down, loan book is going to perform better, loan book is going to perform worse, but Noto is hedging against all that. And like I said, Noto's playing chess, and all these other turds are just playing pocket pool. They're playing with themselves. So, yeah, $8.99, 36 cents. Let's get you a check of the live short interest just for shits and giggles. Hasn't updated yet. Still 291, still basically even. Cost to borrow still less than 1, so negligible. And then yeah, 25 million shares traded on the day, so volume's pretty low, but it looks like we're about to break down $9. I just don't think anybody wants to short the stock right now. Not even from 9. I mean, because they know it's going to 10. And they know it's going to go to 13 because they know these counterparties wouldn't have done the deal if they weren't going to take the price there. You don't think Goldman and BlackRock and Noto can take the price wherever they want? You don't think they have friends with deep pockets, deeper than these short wing turds? Well, I got a little news for you, a little news flash. It's going up. It's going up through 1013. You don't have to admit it, but you better goddamn well accept it because it's coming. Like Kurt Russell said, hell's coming with me. Does anybody believe this mustache? What's going on? Why is my wife on so much opium? It's like, I don't know, Virgil. Like those guys are just competing for like the deepest voice in Tombstone. Like, I'll jack slap that bear. Like, come on, brother. He's like talking such a deep voice. Billy Bob Thornton was that fat guy who was dealing poker and he slapped across the face. Small world, man. Silver linings. Anyway, Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, guys. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate, I want to thank Not a Lurker, want to thank Piner, want to thank, of course, the great Jonathan Bradshaw. Who else is here? Bobby Atkinson, Mr. Nobody, Clap My Dog, Terry Hurst. Yeah, I'll ask him about his underwear. I'm not afraid to go there. Scotia 64, amazing week. Oh, it's going to hold 10-13. It's coming, buddy. Hold on to them. Depends. It's going to be 4. The analysts, yeah, 4 finger death punch. Anyway, so let me see who this is. It can only be the great Not a Lurker. Yep. Where's the SoFi bell? You're talking. Somebody wants the cowbell. I don't know where it is, guys. SoFi cowbell and the cow pie Hall of Fame, Chia Pet, 5 head. They're all on there. You guys can see it. The Cow Pie Hall of Fame, Chia Pet, 5 head, Midwest Values, the bowling ball head from KBW, the Chipmunk, and then of course we have SoFi. Anyway, guys, yeah, the day is here, finally here. Let's see. Anybody else want to get in under the wire? Of course, it's just Not a Lurker. Billy Jack. Ring the bell for $9. Let's go, Billy Jack. Looks like we haven't touched it yet. Still sitting at $8.99. They're gonna really defend 9. If you guys take a look at all those calls, it's silly. You're a silly little freak. I drive my own car. Drive it silly. Not worried about you. I'm worried about mileage on the car. It's like, I drive my own car. Don't worry about it. Drive it silly. We don't even pull prices here. Can't work with you people. Customer says he doesn't want to buy. Slam his fucking head in the car door. So you buy, I'll break your fucking head wide open. I'm silly. Anyway, guys, I know we've all been there trying to sell a used car or two, but the important thing is cooler heads prevailed. We did not murder that customer, and they did not buy that beautiful premium plush Festiva. That was just driven to church every Sunday by a little old lady. Don't mind the 300,000 miles. Don't mind the 8 accidents on the Carfax. It's all paperwork. It's all details. Anyway, guys, when I start to completely ramble like an imbecile, you know the time has come to end the show. Appreciate you guys watching. You can tell by my hat and my custom 3XL SoFi bowling shirt that I remain, as always, completely neutral. But it's not financial advice, but, let's face it. I'm a SoFi bull. I have a huge SoFi position, 0 hedge, 0 short, 0 any of that crap. I think the stock's going way, way up over time, and I think it's going to 10-13 in the short term. That's all I've got for you today, guys. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Be safe out there. Appreciate everybody watching, and until next time, it's un poco mas, guys. Peace. I'm out of here. Oh, I missed the button.